7:30. Why then? Of all the times to wake up, why did it have to be so unforgivably early? Sure, she could try and time it to get another hour's sleep or so before she started the day, but seeing how tired she was, it was inevitable to backfire on her. And Sophie Dorset knew. She just knew.
First day of college, and I thought it would be a good idea to be up till 2, catching up on Miss TV. They're right. I'm an idiot. Oh well, if I get up now, at least I won't be late, will I? Okay, Gravity, time for the first struggle against you of the day. Why is it always the hardest? Huh, I'm up. Wow, this is chilly. I wish they'd let me wear my duvet to school. Stop me freezing to death. Let's see if the wider world has said anything while I've been asleep. Come on, load up. Stupid phone. Nothing. No, wait. Amy Hunt likes my photo. Oh God, I posted that? Oh well, at least someone in the universe is talking to me.
Sophie tried to exert a cool exterior of being content without all the frivolous rubbish her friends talked about. But at just turned 17, she was fighting a losing battle. Even with the workload she knew would soon be thrust upon her, she couldn't risk a guilty peek now and again at what people were getting up to here and discussing there. Just enough to let the world know she existed.
Oh, for God's sake, Travis. I know that comment's about me. Hell, we only broke up last week. Amy Hunt likes his post. That cow. She doesn't even know him. What idiot would befriend someone they don't... Who is she, anyway? Wow, Sophie, you need to stop just accepting everyone who shows interest in you. That's how some people get into trouble. And on my first day of college, I don't need anything weird happening.
She entered the bathroom, taking a thorough shower and extra time getting her hair back under control. It was vital that she looked good that day. After all, it was a huge step up into adulthood, with new faces all around her. She wanted to be liked, but wasn't quite ready to like them back. Her friends had all gone away, and she was hurting. Not that a young woman like Sophie would ever have admitted such a thing. Until the pain of that, and finding her now ex-boyfriend's tongue down her best friend's throat at the prom subsided, she was solid steel from the heart outwards.
Good morning, class.
If Mr. Leone had expected an answer, he would have been disappointed.
My name is, as you've probably learned by now, on the door.
If Mr. Leone had expected laughter, he would have cried.
I want to start by getting to know you all. With any luck, by the end of this year, you will see me as an equal. It's always irritated me that teachers get a bad press from the kids, like we're evil or alien to you. Soon I will smash those thoughts from your skulls, I promise. We will now go around and say all of our names. You first.
Great. All I'm after right now is time pretending I'm not me. Look at me, I'm Superwoman. Nothing bothers me. Not even having everyone staring at me, like I'm some kind of insect they don't know whether to tread on or fear. Oh, that's me. Sophie Dorset. Damn. Now I'm an idiot and a daydreamer.
The remainder of the class continued to recite their names in turn. All seemed equally uncomfortable about the attention. Not that Sophie was in a mindset to notice. An itching, nagging sensation played on her skin, vanquishing her best attempts at being made of metal. Looking up at the source of this intrusive sensation, Sophie found Mr. Leone had been peering at her since she had spoken. Wishing she could dismiss it as simple contempt for daydreamers or idiots, she suddenly found herself feeling decidedly unsafe.
Oh God, don't let Sir be some kind of predator. No, shut up, Soph, you're wrong. It's not likely he'd be dangerous, or he wouldn't spend so much time around kids, would he?
The following lesson consisted of the Russian Revolution. This didn't particularly interest Sophie, just a load of people fighting over some bread. Certainly not something she had ever experienced. Sophie prided herself on being as average as possible, only poking her head out from the crowd when looked at first. And Mr. Leonie was certainly looking at her. It wasn't necessarily a malevolent look, she thought, just somehow strange and unnerving. What colour were those eyes? What about her could possibly be so intriguing? And should she ask someone to help her move class? If Sophie Dorset had believed in aliens, she would have understood.
Thank you, class. The bell's about to go, so I'll let you avoid the cues. Don't forget your homework for the next lesson. Annotate and summarise your understanding of the events of 1917 on page 7. Sophie Dorset, I would like a word with you before you leave.
Oh God, he means me. What do I do? Calm down, Soph. You're just getting the wrong message. He's probably harmless.
As the last student stumbled and practically fell out of the door, they had the decency, much to the further disquiet of Sophie, to close the door with a slam.
Are you going to forgive Travis?
The question came as such a surprise that Sophie wasn't quite certain she heard him correctly.
I'm his father. We miss you.
No, you're not.
I meant grandfather.
Sir, I'm not comfortable talking like this. I don't like having you...
Forgive him, or there will be trouble.
By this point, Sophie's instincts were on fire. She knew she'd been wrong, but his violent temperament made her heart pound in her chest and she moved to the door. By the time she had reached the end of the corridor, Amy Hunt had been informed, and she liked what she saw. The first day passed quickly after that. Not because it was easy, but she had become suddenly very detached. There was something very odd about him.
But why would he have been so interested in me and Travis? How does he even know about him? He could be related to him or something, but something still doesn't add up. I'm not asking Travis, though. He'll think I want him back, and I don't. Idiot.
Finally, the clock finished taunting her and moved to home time. When Sophie stepped through the door into the safe walls of her home, her mother stood there ready to greet her. But Sophie was not ready to talk about it now. If she did, she would only cry, or never stop talking, and she didn't want her mother to be forced to endure that so soon after work. Up the stairs, into her room she went. Quick phone check. One text. Just junk mail. No emails as usual. She'd save social networking for later, afraid that no one would have remembered her, or that she'd have a message from him, and she'd get all hopeful, and it would just be a pointless message about nothing in particular. Certainly not what she wanted to hear.
What I need is something different to what I'm used to. Who am I not used to talking to? Perhaps my old pen friend. She's still the same after all this. Unless she's got a boyfriend or something. Then I'm going to hate her too. Hey, Dominica. I know we haven't spoken in ages, but I just want to say hi. Maybe ask how you're getting on now. I've just moved into college, so fun times. My history teacher's a weirdo, though. You know, that boyfriend I told you about when I was in year 8? I've just dumped him, after nearly 5 years, because he cheated on me. Can we talk, please? Because I need someone to talk to. Everyone is going. Sent.
Sophie went downstairs again. What was it with being a teenager and always being hungry? If that question were answered, she would feel less guilty about the amount of food she cleared away in the house. Her mother was still downstairs. The faint echo of the kitchen threw a noise at Sophie which seemed to wake up something inside of her. A sniff. Why was her mother crying? Was it her fault? Living alone with her meant that Sophie existed in a perpetual state of fear. Fear of hurting her. Sophie knew she was all her mother had in the world, and to betray her was unimaginable.
Why did you throw me out, Sophie? I asked you how your day was, and you ignored me, like I wasn't there. What did I do?
Oh, Mum, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you, I promise. I didn't want to say when I got in, 'cause wanted to cry, and I'm too old for that now.
Her mother made a visible effort to pull herself back into a dignified composure. Parents seldom like their children to see them at their weakest, especially human ones.
I wanted to tell you something. Something you need to know.
What is it, Mum?
Sit down here, Sophie.
Oh dear. Sophie. This is bad. Next she'll be calling me Miss Dorset. Please don't tell me I'm adopted.
It's time I told you what we're doing.
What?
The experiment. I know you think you're just like everyone else, but you aren't. Not quite.
Okay.
We grew you on a world very much like this one, far away. You've been a tool to us to measure the behaviour of humans throughout their development. I know this is hard to take in, and I promise I will always be your mother, but I can't sit and watch my own daughter become a young woman without knowing. I'm sorry, but I wanted to tell you before. The trouble is, it has taken 17 years for you to become mature enough to call off the experiment. It should have continued until you were 21, but your father helped resolve the problem.
You sold his inheritance from Grandad?
No. I sold your father.
Oh, right. What the hell's going on? Did I do this to her? I've never called an ambulance before. It's probably some tumour or something, messing with her thoughts.
I just wish our people were all like you, Soph.
Why?
I see you sitting in line with people of all colours and countless disabilities, and it doesn't bother you. You would never hurt an animal or drop a bomb. I wish my species could do that. They're after you now. They know you're grown up enough now to throw away. You've got too many inhibitors, regulators and hormone tracers to let loose. Every cell in your body has been measured for 17 years. And finally, we know enough about humanity to...
Sophie Dorset had never, ever been so confused in her life. She was an animal to them, and was ready to be put down.
What should I do, Mum?
not get caught. They don't know your name now the MK15 Traveller unit is down. But when they recover the social data, they'll find you. Then you've got to run.
MK15 Traveller unit?
Trav 15. They called him Travis.
My boyfriend was a robot?
When your persona was suitably developed, they programmed the Trav 15 to record social development and interactions. Fortunately for you, he shorted out when someone put their tongue against the roof of his neural platform.
Great. Anything else you want to throw at me? Suddenly I've got to not get noticed by anyone, stop my ex-boyfriend's brain being put back together, and when it is I'll die? Who am I hiding from?
There are scientists and engineers working round the clock. Components are in the hands of the specialists, and they are living in hiding amongst the other humans all over this area. Whenever you leave this house, they will be watching once they find you. I broke contact with them to keep the experiment valid. Find those pieces without being caught. Stay in public. They won't kill you near other people. I'm so sorry, Sophie. But if you are found, then they will kill you. And the invasion will begin.
Day 2 of college. Everyone is under suspicion from them, and everyone is under suspicion from me. Don't get noticed, so, and find a friend. Now.
Oh, sorry.
A scruffy boy, maybe a year or so older, and noticeably taller, careered into her at a corner, and all their belongings tumbled to the floor. She had only to pick up her bag, but having neglected to use one himself, he fared far less favourably. Equipment scattered all over the floor in a wide arc. He scrabbled around before anyone decided to plunder from it. He was clearly not the kind of boy to carry spares of anything.
That was quick.
Sorry, are you okay?
In keeping with the norms of their age, both Sophie and Malcolm knew it had been rhetorical. Checking her timetable, she discovered that history was her first subject for the second day in a row. Bracing herself, she walked down the hall to the classroom.
Hello again, class. I hope you all enjoyed your evening yesterday. pardon the mess. I didn't realize I had a lesson until you came in.
Mr. Leonie's classroom was strewn with apparently useless junk. It reminded Sophie of the chaotic mess of equipment that the boy had dropped earlier. If she had noticed him sitting next to her, she didn't give any indication, but that in itself was a sign she had.
Just get out your homework from yesterday. Edward and Malcolm, I got your emails. The printer is in here somewhere.
He began to sort the items on his desk. The jumble of items bore little relevance to history. A soldering iron, matchbox-sized containers with components of all sorts, and a larger box. This he was careful to move out of sight before the other items. But this project was clearly delicate, as he took enough care putting it in its cardboard box to let Sophie see what it was. The outer shell was a clear material, either acrylic or perspex, and inside the irregularly shaped outside lay a small mass of dull brassy components, awash with grids and lattices that Sophie couldn't quite make out.
What's that doing in a history class? It looks like he's making some kind of computer.
And then it dawned on her.
Well, that just about sorts that out. Righty-ho. Let's look at what we've understood from the last lesson.
Oh no, I forgot all about the homework. Not helping myself here.
Sophie, where's yours?
Give me yours.
Don't look at me, I emailed mine.
Oh, well, you're a great help, aren't you? If I don't get out of this, Sir's gonna kill me.
Yeah, I know, but it's your fault.
No, that's not...
Sophie Dorset, where is your homework?
I don't know.
That's not good, is it?
No. Sorry, sir.
Do I have to keep you after the bell?
No, I'm... If he does, I might get to take that component off him. He'll start trying to catch me out with Travis again. But if I just deny I know him, I'll be fine. How do I get him to keep me behind? I'm not in the mood to be bullied by a fat geek like you.
What? You will stay behind after school, young lady. How dare you speak to me like that? I will inform your form tutor immediately and ensure they keep you behind at the end of the day.
Oh, great. Nice one, Soph. Now he's going to be watching him like a flipping hawk. And you're no closer to getting that component off him.
Eventually, the lunch hour came, and Sophie replayed what her mother had said the previous day.
Don't get caught, Soph. Never get caught. Stay in public. Well, I can't stay in public and get that component. That boy, Malcolm, he seems nice and too disorganized to be a robot. Also, he seems nice, but everyone avoids him. I'll tell him what's going on, and he'll think I'm insane, but should watch my back while I break in.
After a short search, she found him.
Come with me. We need to talk.
What are you talking about? Sophie, you're a nice girl, but...
No, not like that. I need your help.
I don't know. What is it?
Come to the hall. We'll talk.
Where could she begin? At first, she thought he was going to run away from her. Then, as she took the jumble of words and put them in a new and more understandable order, he seemed to understand. Then he just looked like he would laugh.
It's all true. I promise.
And you want me to help now to break in and get it?
Yes. Come on, we haven't got much time.
Okay, but only because you look like you believe it and need someone there or you'll have a fit or something.
Oh, I want to kill him already. Come on, Soph. At least he's helping you out here. Let's go.
The two set off, walking far too slowly for Sophie's liking. No one in the hall had given them the slightest bit of notice, being far too interested in their phones or their sandwiches, whichever tasted nicer. A dark-skinned boy, perhaps Portuguese, turned and glanced at their exit. If he had been interested, he kept it quiet. About time for one last text message before the lesson, he thought. After a few minutes of typing, Amy Hunt had been informed.
It's unlocked. Okay, Malcolm, watch my back. in here. It's in here. On that shelf. The big box. Got it. No! He must have taken it with him. Could Mrs. Millward be helping him fix it? Well, for all you know, Soph, she is. And a lot more besides those two.